Hello and welcome to the Wheel of Crime podcast. The podcast where we play games, mumble profanities, or shout them, and laugh way too often. Also, this podcast does cover topics of sensitive nature, and as such, listener discretion is advised.
Whew, we haven't said that disclaimer in a while. But hello, welcome to the Wheel of Crime podcast. I'm Jenn.
Hello, welcome to It's Emily. I know, I started talking and I was like, where am I going? Oh no, that was close.
What do I say again?
Panic.
I know. Hello, guys. We missed you, and we're here on time. How bizarre.
That never happens. Yes, and like ever, really.
Yes, I know. We are pre-recording a couple episodes because I will be in France when you are listening to this.
And I will be not in France, but jealous. Too jealous to record.
I know. Exactly. Yeah. You know, I was going to make Emily record on her own, but I was like, it's like a double whammy for her. Might as well.
Ever since the last time I recorded by myself, Jen has just been on me. She's like, you got to record by yourself, Emily. And I really feel like she just has some sort of sick, twisted sense of humor where she's like, listening to Emily talk to herself for an hour and a half is kind of a treat.
Honestly, I remember editing. I feel like you've only done it once. I remember editing that episode and being like, "Aw, this is kind of fun to listen to this."
Yeah, I'm really good at talking to myself, I've learned. I just don't want to do so willingly.
I think it was 2022.
It would have been a while ago
I think it was like spring 2022. So you guys can scroll all the way back in those episodes and find it if you want.
I know. And just think about it. We've been doing this podcast since 2018 and it's 2025 now.
No, it was 2019, I think.
No, it was 2018, I'm pretty sure.
When did we
Details. 2019 and 2018 are basically the same thing.
Somewhere in there.
Somewhere.
Oh, you know what? I think you're right. It was the end of 2018.
Yeah, because it would have been the same year that we went on our trip to Europe, which was the summer of 2018.
Yeah. Well, like the fall.
Meh. Details.
Anyway, details. Anyways, how was your summer break, Em?
Mine's been good. It's been so busy though, and
yeah,
I really could go on forever about that, but that's what losers do, is talk about the weather and how busy they are and about their jobs. So what am I going to talk about? Because I don't want to be a loser.
Oh, I was going to talk about my job, but I guess I won't now. I'll have to think of a new fun thing.
Oh, I got to come up with something. I've been trying to... So, obviously my big hobbies are playing video games and reading books still. As far as video games go, haven't played too much, because in the summertime I usually try to be busier doing other things that don't involve being home, just because, I have home hobbies.
It's so short.
Right? Like, it's too short. So, I have not finished Dragon Age Origins. I started that in February, so we'll see. I will probably get back to that once it starts getting cold outside again. I did play and beat Astrobot, because that is Jen's game of the year, so...
Oh, when you sent me the picture of you completing it, it, inspired me to restart it. So...
Okay, that's really cute.
I was like, I miss playing this.
It's fun.
I want to do it again.
I ended up buying Spyro because it's similar but different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was playing Spyro for a bit there. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't hit for me because I didn't grow up playing any video games, so I feel like it just doesn't hit the same.
Yeah, I grew up playing Spyro, which is the reason why I bought it, because it reminds me of Astrobot in a similar but different way.
That's what my husband was saying, because he also grew up playing Spyro, and he was like, "You're gonna love it," and I liked it, but it wasn't my fave. And then I also am in the middle of playing Kirby, the Forgotten Land, and I do like that one quite a bit.
That one's a lot of fun. It's cute.
Yeah. A little Astro-esque as well.
It is a little bit. Astrobot really nailed that as far as nostalgic gameplay goes. And then...
Yeah, I really liked Astrobot.
As far as books, I was reading this one book series, and I cannot remember the name of it now. It's a reverse
for 100
harem,
years.
which is the best kind. One girl, 5 boyfriends. What more could you ever want? But
it's a girly stream.
Yeah, but it was very heavily based on like Wednesday Addams, which is interesting. So the main character is supposed to be like Wednesday, and it's written to be very similar sounding to, I guess, the first season of Wednesday, like the newer one that came out on Netflix. Which I've never seen because I'm not a big TV person, but I understand enough of it to be like, okay, I see where the inspiration's coming from. But like the 5 boyfriends are like, so it's not a great series. Don't get me wrong. Books like this are not meant to be good. They're mostly just meant to be entertaining. But like I was trying to figure out which of these 5 boyfriends were inspired by what. And I'm pretty sure, so the girl, obviously Wednesday Addams. The one guy I'm pretty sure is meant to be, do you remember in the second season of Stranger Things, the guy who was...
I never watched Stranger Things.
What? Okay, so there's like a guy,
I know.
Eddie, I think, from Stranger Things. He's got like long hair, very into like heavy metal music. He like leads the D&D group in Stranger Things. But I think one of the characters is supposed to be that. And then I think another one is supposed to be like Jack Frost from like the one movie from when we were kids.
Okay.
Yeah. And then...
Did you watch Hot Frosty?
No.
I just worked with someone who worked on that movie, and I was like, oh my god, you worked on Hot Frosty.
That's hilarious.
It brought me too much joy. Too much.
There's no such thing as too much joy. Not enough, actually, I would argue.
Apparently.
And then there's like 2 other dudes in this dynamic, and I've been trying to figure out who they're supposed to be, because obviously everybody's inspired by somebody in this series. I just can't I can't put my finger on it. It'll come to me eventually. But those 2 for sure. And was it good? No. Did I have fun? Yeah, I'd say so.
It's good in its own way.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, there's something to be said about like just frivolous entertainment, you know, just stuff for the fun of it. It doesn't have to be intellectual or make you think. It just has to be enjoyable to consume.
Exactly. It's like junk food, right? Is it good for you? Probably not. But did you have a good time? Absolutely.
I feel like any good person needs a balance, and that includes junk food.
Hell yeah. But yeah, as far as fun stuff goes, that's kind of where I'm at. What about you, Jen?
I don't know. The summer has whizzed by. Like, I'm having a hard time, like, wrapping my head around the fact that it's, like, August. Like, so much has happened. Like, genuinely so much. We leave for Europe in, like, a couple of weeks. Taylor Swift's dropping a new album. These are the important things in life right now.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm really trying hard not to talk about weather or the work, but it's getting really hard. Should we just get into our wheel of questions?
Yeah, let's just bypass that obligatoriness.
Amazing.
And just go right into the wheel of questions.
What's your perspective on revenge or like revenge stories? Like when somebody's telling you a story or you're reading something and there's like a revenge plot, do you like it? Do you hate it? Like, do you feel nothing about it?
I love a good revenge plot. I think it's because I'm so petty that I'm like, yes, get it, girl. Especially like, I don't know. I love like a very satisfying, vengeful ending, especially like in a movie or like a book where the character really just like gets what the fuck is coming to them, you know?
Oh, I agree. I am on the same page as you where I love a good revenge plot, especially if it feels earned. It's very satisfying.
Absolutely.
I love it. I love sitting there and be
where
like,
they were like,
get 'em!
So wronged, and then they get that back like 100 times.
Exactly. I'm like, get 'em, girl, sick 'em. No, I love them. I think they're fun. Yeah, no, they're good stuff. All right, should we spin for our next question?
Been away, am.
What's your favorite thing about Wisconsin?
The cheese.
That's
all I know about Wisconsin.
That was my thought too. I am just gonna look up Wisconsin. Top best things about Wisconsin.
Okay.
Best things about Wisconsin. People usually like Wisconsin because of its beautiful lakes and forests, the up north experience, delicious food like cheese curds and brats, whatever that means, and iconic destinations like Door Country and the Dells. So basically, beer, cheese, sports, forest. I'm sticking with cheese.
I'm also sticking with cheese. I don't want to drink beer in the woods or talk about sports.
In the woods? Yeah, me either.
Yeah, that sounds like my nightmare, actually.
Yeah, that's like, for sure, bottom.
I'll just take the cheese.
Yeah, bottom things on my list. But yeah, I would also agree on the cheese. I feel like that's a good start. All right. Let's spin for our next question. What do you know or remember about Paul Bunyan? Because Paul Bunyan I covered actually in a podcast episode. It would have been a long time ago now, like 2-3 years ago.
God, the name sounds so familiar. We've recorded so many episodes that I have no idea.
If you remember a story about basically a lumberjack who's a giant named Paul Bunyan, and he travels with a blue ox named Babe.
Okay, yes, this is ringing a bell.
Yeah, and they do a bunch of adventures together, and they have, like, in the California redwood forest and, like, Oregon, they've got, like, a bunch of, like, touristy spots dedicated to Paul Bunyan because he used to cut down redwoods for fun, I think.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because he's so huge, right?
I am beginning to recall, and I feel like I know what your story's about.
Somehow I doubt it. We'll get there.
I was gonna say, I think that it's about the Wisconsin version of Paul Bunyan.
No, but it's a whole thing. Don't worry, we'll get there. This today, like, I'll get into it after I ask you my last question. But today's story is something I literally could not skip over because of how interesting it is. It's just so short, but I couldn't not cover it, and because I've already talked about Paul Bunyan, I couldn't do Paul Bunyan again, so I'm just going to talk about this instead. That's your hint.
Amazing.
That's your hint for the episode. Let's spin for our last question.
Okay.
Would you ever want to be known as a prankster?
I feel like I maybe am a little already, you know?
Really?
Like, okay, let me just tell you how unserious the film industry is. Like, my coworkers have, like, made elaborate things where they've tied, like, clear fishing, like, string to chairs and, like, through the roof to, like, make a spider move up to scare me.
What?
And, like, vice versa. Like, that's how unserious my job is. I just want you to picture that in your mind.
Cool, okay.
And know that, like, I'm fully embracing my environment.
Okay, cool. All right. See, the only prankster I ever officially knew in my life was actually your older brother. So
yes.
Would I ever want to be known as a prankster? I don't think so. I feel like it's good for some things. Like, it's good to know that you have, like, an element of joy. A little bit of jovialness in your life. But also I feel like if you're known to be a prankster, sometimes it's, like, a certain level of unseriousness that people know you for, and I'm like, I don't know if I like that.
I feel like there is a line, you know?
Yeah.
And it could be an easy line to cross. I don't think I've personally crossed it, but, like, I feel like it's, like, a little there, you know?
Yeah, like a tiny prank
like a
here
little
and
goofy.
there is good, because you're veering on, she's a prankster, but she's fun. If you make being a prankster, like your whole identity, where you're, like, constantly thinking up a scheme, that's dangerous. You've turned into a hazard. I just feel like that's
also kind of mean, you know? Yeah. Like, it gets to a point where it's like you're pulling these pranks on people and they get tired of it. And they're like, okay, I really don't want to come to work and be, like, frightened anymore.
Yeah, right? Like, stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, we don't like that. That's not good.
No. Like, there is a line.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's best not to cross it.
Right? So, with knowing what you know from my questions today, what do you think my story is?
Someone pretended to be Paul Bunyan and in Wisconsin. And they fooled a lot of people.
No. Sometimes you're really close.
Am I close?
Your deductive reasoning's usually on par. This one would have been such a hard one to guess. So you're close. You're as close as you probably could have been. I'll give you that much. I'll give you 0.5.
That's better than nothing.
Right? So
it's okay.
I'll give you my description, and then you can confirm for me if this is where your mind was heading. Okay?
Okay.
In American folklore, the Hodag is a fearsome critter resembling a large bull-headed carnivore with a row of thick curved spines down its back. The Hodag was said to be born of the ashes of a cremated oxen as the incarnation of the accumulation of abuse the animals had suffered at the hands of their masters. The history of the Hodag is strongly tied to Rhinelander, Wisconsin, where it was claimed to have been discovered, and the Hodag has featured prominently in early Paul Bunyan stories.
Yeah, I think I was focusing on the wrong part of Paul Bunyan, because you did mention the oxen, and I was just like, we're going the other way, but that checks out for you to focus on the mythical ox, you know? Now that I'm thinking about this, we've been on break, so I wasn't thinking in Emily's headspace,
it's true,
guys.
you weren't quite in my head as often as you were, but yeah, this...
I wasn't as tuned in as I usually am.
Yeah, you're like, somehow a creature made from the ashes of a cremated ox, that's the incarnation of the abuse animals have suffered, is just...
I didn't trust my gut on that one.
It's true.
I went the wrong way.
You should have known better. But with
I
that, I'll get into my super short story today. Like I said, I'm so sorry, guys, but as you can tell, I couldn't not talk about the Hodag. You know, he's an icon. He's a legend. He's one of Paul Bunyan's counterparts. You have to.
Exactly, and we're dipping our toes. We're actually on time with this story, so be grateful at this point. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Exactly.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, just kidding. Well, with that, I will get into it. So, in the year 1893, newspapers reported that the discovery of the Hodag in Rhinelander, Wisconsin. The articles claimed that the Hodag had the head of a frog, the grinning face of a giant elephant, thick short legs set off by huge claws, and the back of a dinosaur with a long tail with spears at the end. The reports were instigated by well-known Wisconsin land surveyor, timber cruiser, and prankster Eugene Shepard, who rounded up a group of local people to
Quite the imagination, I will say.
Yeah, right? Who rounded up a group of local people to capture the animal. The group reported that they needed to use dynamite to kill the beast, and a photograph of the remains of the charred beast were released to the media. It was the fiercest, the strangest, the most frightening monster ever to set razor-sharp claws on the earth. It became extinct after its main food source, all white bulldogs, became scarce in the area.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Checks out,
Perfect
right?
sense. Totally not a joke at all. Like,
No.
I could totally see that.
It's totally super legit. Luke Sylvester Kearney, co-creator of the monster, created additional mythos surrounding it and Shepard as published in his book The Hodag and Other Tales of Logging Camps. According to him, a Hodag can be born when an ox is verbally abused by its handlers, and then when it's died, its body is not burnt for 7 years. Which I like.
You know what? I am also born again when I get verbally abused by someone.
But
Something comes out of me
but only
when that
7 years
happens.
after you've died.
Yeah. A demon comes out of me when I'm verbally abused. Let me tell you that.
That is very relatable. I know. That's like the one thing where I'm like, this might be a true story, guys. I don't know. It's check it out.
Actually, I think I believe this one.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Let's go.
I'm in.
The same book then says that Shepard determined the Hodag was the missing link between the ichthyosaur and the Mylodon. After visiting King Tut's tomb in Egypt, determined that it was originally called Selbelentki.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That seems logical.
Naturally, this is the missing link between two dinosaurs But you only get this knowledge after you visit King Tut's tomb. But it isn't actually King Tut. He actually has a different name.
You know what? It gives aura of King Tut, and that's enough for me.
I'm willing to work with just the aura of King Tut as well. I feel like
King
that's
Tut
good.
in the astro plane. You know, I'm okay with it.
You have no idea what Astral King Tut wants or what he wants to be called.
Yeah. Like, literally, have you seen him? No, I didn't think so.
Yeah, obviously.
So shut up.
So how do you know?
I talked to him and the dinosaurs, and we all agreed.
We were all in on this. All of us.
You're the one on the outs.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Oh my god. So then, Shepard claimed to have captured another Hodag in 1896, because obviously there's many. There's so many of them. And...
Tons.
Tons. And this one was captured alive. According to Shepard's reports, he and several bear wrestlers placed chloroform on the end of a long pole, which they then worked into a cave where the creature was then overcome.
I just want to know, like, where you find a group of bear wrestlers. You know, like, one makes sense to me.
Say,
you know, he's probably just the guy around the corner. But, like, a group of them, no, it kind of seems uncommon.
That's my
I don't
thing.
know.
I feel like you could probably suss out where to find at least one. More than one feels lucky. Several? That's beyond lucky.
That's planning.
That's
just planning. Yeah. Like, you organize that 4 months in advance, paid for their hotel and travel to get there.
Exactly. So then he displayed this Hodag at the first Oneida County Fair. Thousands of people came to see the Hodag at the fair or at Shepard's display in a shanty at his house. Because naturally, what do you do with the body of the missing link between two dinosaurs? You show people at the fair and then you put it in your house. That's only the right thing to do.
That's what I'd do.
Mm-hmm. Having connected wires to it, Shepard would occasionally move the creature, which would then send the already skittish viewers fleeing from the display.
That's just like a carny thing.
Isn't it?
You know, like, you work at the carnival, of course you're using, like, electricity to move a dead animal.
Yeah.
You know?
And, like, punk people.
Yeah. Maybe he was punk and worked at the carnival. Have you ever considered that?
You know what? I didn't. But he can have that. I feel like he
should've.
deserves it. So then...
Yeah. That's what he wanted.
Right? As newspapers locally, statewide, and then nationally began picking up the story of the apparently remarked living creature, a small group of scientists from the Smithsonian Institution in Washington, D.C. announced that they would be traveling to Rhinelander to inspect the apparent discovery. The mere announcement spelled the end, and Shepard was then forced to admit that the Hodag was a hoax.
What?
Wah, wah.
That's a conspiracy theory, actually.
Actually,
that the Smithsonian started.
It is. They didn't get there in time.
It's
and the
not
Hodag,
real.
I feel like the Hodag came back again.
They couldn't accept it.
Came back again and then ran away. And this is, of course, what they had to say.
Listen, they just weren't mentally ready yet. They couldn't accept it in their heart of hearts. Mm-hmm. So they had to make up a lie to make it make sense to them. And you know what? It's okay. Not everyone's that smart or that mature
to see and
the
visit
Smithsonians
the Hodag.
just don't know what they're talking
they just
about.
Don't know.
Clearly.
They're not on the same page. They don't understand.
It's fine. It's all good. They need books to tell them things, and they can't make discoveries for themselves.
It's true.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay, baby.
Baby. So then, the Hodag became the official symbol of Rhinelander, Wisconsin. It is the mascot of Rhinelander High School and lends its name to the numerous Rhinelander area businesses and organizations, including the annual music festival, Hodag Country Festival. The City of Rhinelander's website is also called Rhinelander, the Home of the Hodag, and a larger-than-life fiberglass sculpture of the Hodag created by Tracy Goberville, a local artist, resides on the grounds of the Rhinelander Area Chamber of Commerce, where it draws thousands of visitors every year. Rhinelander Ice Arena houses two Hodags, one a full-bodied creature just inside the entrance, and another one with an oversized head that blows smoke and has red eyes that light up, located in the corner just off the ice, which was created by the same artist who designed and built the Chamber Hodag.
Wow.
Yeah, so an inspiration. He's an icon. What can we say?
Truly. I love that for him.
Mm-hmm. So then, if you couldn't tell, The official mascot of Oregon's Hoodoo is Harold the Hodag. The ski area celebrates Harold's birthday, where Harold can be seen in person as well as skiing the slopes of the ski area. And in addition, a large chainsaw carving of Harold by artist Bruce Thor exists in the main lodge, and a caricature of Harold appears on stickers, signage, and marketing materials. According to the ski area's website, both Harold and the current Hoodoo owner, Chuck Shepard, a descendant of the Hodag discoverer Eugene Shepard, originate from Wisconsin. Although they both reportedly left Wisconsin in the 1970s, it wasn't until 1999 when Chuck, a real estate investor, found Harold living in the deep snow of the Cascade Mountains, obviously. Unlike the Hodags from Wisconsin, Harold's favorite food is single ski gloves, according to the general manager Matthew McFarland per a February 2025 interview on Good Morning Central Oregon. Wow,
recent.
Yep. In addition, unlike the fierce Wisconsin Hodags, Harold is friendly and would never consider eating a bulldog. He likes to wear sunglasses and can be often seen on skis or around a campfire.
Aww. He's just a guy with a hobby.
He's just a guy with a hobby. And that is my really, really short and sweet story of the Hodag for you today. I couldn't, like I said...
What an icon.
You can't not talk about him. You know what I mean? Just with how much of an icon
it would be
he
illegal.
Is. I do also love that he retired and moved locale with the descendant of the original Shepherd to fully another state to begin again under a new assumed name.
I love it. You know what? Actually, I've been thinking about this. You know what I want to bring back from what we used to do?
What?
On the podcast? At the end of your story, pose a question, Emily. What was the crime?
Wait. Usually, I'm not prepared. Okay, so the crime this time is identity theft.
Identity theft and bad science on the part of the Smithsonian.
Yeah, bad science and identity theft. 100%.
You know what? What a slay.
It's perfect.
What a slay.
It doesn't get more criminal than that, at least in my opinion.
That's like jail time, I think.
Right? So then I pose you the question of, so what do you think, Jenn? Hodag, fact or fiction?
Obviously fact. If you think it's fiction, it says more about you, doesn't it?
That's not a good look.
I need to break it to you.
I fear that's not a good look.
I fear you're looking dumb. Than ever.
Uh-oh. Jen's feeling fierce. So then...
Yeah. Just kidding, guys, kind of.
Kind of, not really. Yeah, so the Hodag, very obviously a hoax. But he's so fun. And I said, he does get connected a lot to, like, Paul Bunyan and some of these other topics I've already covered. So I was like, well, I guess he can have a special feature. A creature feature.
Yeah.
A creature feature.
An end of summer creature
feature.
Oh, we love an end of summer creature feature.
Yes. And if you liked today's episode, you can listen to us literally wherever you're listening to us right now and most other places. We also have our website, which is www.wheelofcrime.com if you want to check us out on there. We have our email, which is wheelofcrime@gmail.com if you want to email into the show and be like, who the Hodag? Where the Hodag? And I'll be like, you tell me.
There.
Yeah.
He's there. Behind you.
Oh no! And then we also have our Patreon, which is Wheel of Crime at Patreon. And we have our social media, which is Wheel of Crime on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok, if you want to check us out on any of those things.
Yes, and that's it. That's all. We will see you next week for another new episode. Okay, bye.
Bye.